Welcome back. Well, the North Dakota football team was on the West Coast this past weekend to take on Big Sky foe in Portland State. And the Fighting Hawks hadn't won a game since homecoming on October 7th. But even after being down 14-13 at half to the Vikings, they rallied in the second half in this one to get their first road win of the year. So for more on that, here's Alex Heinert with head coach Bubba Schweigert in Grand Forks.
Thanks, Kelly. Yes, proud to be joined by Bubba Schweigert, head coach of UND football, coming off a decisive 48-21 win over Portland State. Just a little reminder of what Fighting Hawks football is all about.
Yeah, you know, we did not get off to an ideal start, but really controlled the football the second quarter and would have liked to get in the end zone a couple more times, but the second half was the best half that we played all year, and all three phases of the team scoring in that second half was great to see.
Yeah, you mentioned the start a moment ago, and it wasn't a great start, fumbling on the first offensive play of the game and then throwing a pick in the end zone. They build a 14-0 lead. What kept this team from hanging their heads? What kept them fired up to stay and fight back in this football game?
You know, I think the guys understood that we were moving the football, and when you're moving the football, you should feel good about that, but we had to finish drives, and then defensively, we just needed to play on the balls of our feet and downhill, and did more of that. You know, I thought the fourth down stop really gave us some life when we stopped them on 4th and short and then took it down and turned it into a score. And then the second half, you know, it was a matter of sacking the quarterback. You know, we had some opportunities in the first half and missed, but we kept them bottled up and got those early sacks, and I think that gave us a lot of confidence.
Yeah, you would score 34 unanswered points to build that 34-14 lead after that rough start. It felt like, as you mentioned, the offense had been moving the football all day. It was just a matter of converting some of those drives in that third quarter to really give yourself that momentum and that cushion.
Yeah, and to score in the red zone, you know, you need to be sharp and Simon sharp and execute. You know, we had a tip ball for a pick in the first drive, but, you know, just to really play mistake-free was the goal, and that was the message at halftime, just to, hey, let's take care of what we can control and the scoreboard will take care of itself.
Yeah, and a part of that barrage, you got points from all three phases, obviously, offense, defense, and special teams. An incredibly special return, 64-yard punt return from John Santiago. He's done some special things, and we're used to seeing this. But what can you say about his effort on that play?
Well, he's made a lot of great plays in his time here, but that one's right up at the top. You know, to make that many guys miss and just have the desire to get into the end zone was really something special to watch. And I will give our guys credit on that unit. Really stuck with some blocks and kept working to free them up right at the end to get them in the end zone.
Yeah, had a couple defensive scores as well, 2 defensive touchdowns. Again, this was a defensive unit that was known for this last season, have been struggling maybe to create those opportunities for your offense this year on the defensive side, but 4 big turnovers forced this weekend. Again, a couple of those scores. What keyed that defensive effort on Saturday?
Well, you know, Jackson Turner was real active, you know, with batting one ball and stripping another, and all our guys just playing more aggressively. And when you tackle well, I think you gain confidence. And we started tackling better, and we were able to put them in 3rd and long, and then you have opportunities to get turnovers.
Yeah, 73 yards rushing for Portland State, only 2.3 yards per carry. That's got to make you feel good to see those numbers going out there. A team that wanted to run the football and just couldn't do it against your boys.
Yeah, well, you know, that's what we want to do, and we're making progress in that area. And last weekend was probably the best that we've done against the run for that stretch of time, and good to see, and that helps our defense and helps our football team.
Yeah, you get the 48-21 win. How good did it feel to get that fight song going in the visitors' locker room for the first time this year?
Well, it's really feels special. Anytime you go on the road, and all wins are tough, but on the road they seem to be more difficult, and our guys were supporting each other and looking forward to that celebration. And now it's time to move on, but we sure enjoyed Saturday night.
Yeah, the win over the Vikings puts you now at 3-6 on the campaign, 2-4 in Big Sky play. And now the road does get tough. A couple of tough games looming with Southern Utah on the way, a ranked team in the Thunderbirds that have won 4 straight. That's not an easy place to go play either, but what's it going to take to get the results against Southern Utah this weekend?
Well, once again, we go back to our preparation. We've got to have a good week of preparation. This is a team that's the hottest in the league, and they're playing well. So, you know, eliminating big plays and getting them into tough situations where we can force some turnovers again is key. And then we have to hit some big plays on offense too and get our backs in space again and get the ball to receivers where they can make somebody miss and make a big play.
Yeah, it's another night game for your team, again going out west. The 7 o'clock start at Eccles Coliseum. Coach, best of luck this weekend against the Thunderbirds. We'll talk to you about it next week.
All right, thank you.
Bubba Schweigert. Kelly, back to you.
All right, thanks, Alex. Well, with that win, the Fighting Hawks improved to 5-2 all-time against Portland State. Also notable from that day, John Santiago became only the 4th player in UND history to eclipse the 3,000 rushing yard mark. He had 36 yards on 9 carries in the win. Well, it's Dakota Marker Week, so that's the theme of our trivia question. Once again, we want to know what was the closest football game between NDSU and SDSU since the Dakota Marker was established in 2004. Put some thought into it, maybe do some research, and we will have that answer for you at the end of the show. Also, speaking of Dakota Marker Week, that's the topic for our list this week. We're compiling some of the best moments in this historical rivalry, and we want to hear from you. So join the conversation, tweet at me, that's at Stuart Midco SN, or to our network account at Midco SN, and we will have that list breakdown tomorrow right here on Midco Sports Tonight. Well, coming up after the break, we send it up to West Fargo where Jody Norstead breaks down all the high school football playoff action. This is Midco Sports Tonight.